Hey everyone, I wanted to do a little bit of a different video today, and this one is I will read a bit of an excerpt from one of my books about domestic abuse against men. So I'm going to read a little bit from Why Didn't You Just Leave Them? And it's part of one of the chapters that I think is quite interesting and kind of lends itself to the name of the book, about these questions people ask you, when you talk to them about abuse. They say things like, why didn't you just leave them? Oh, sounds like you're both as bad as each other. Oh, aren't you overreacting with that? And it's these kind of questions that, really cause damage to the person being abused and allow this misconception of abuse. So I want to read a little bit from chapter 4, which is about people just don't get it. And I'll recap some of the questions and statements quickly first from the book and then go into some of them. So the questions are, why didn't you just leave them? Can't have been that bad if you stayed. Or you're both as bad as each other. Why didn't you tell anyone? Why didn't you go to the police? Was it actually that bad? Is that really abuse? Oh, you must like it. Aren't you overreacting? I'd never put up with that. That would never happen to me. I mean, these are things that people, say all the time. So reading from the book, what is interesting when you take a look at the questions and statements above is that some of them sound just like things an abuser or narcissist would say to you while abusing you. Aren't you overreacting is a great example. And if someone is saying that to you, it must mean your abuser is doing their job well, because they have others thinking what they want them to as well. Every single one of these questions and statements is being said for only one reason. The person saying it does not understand. They just don't get it. I'll go through each of them now and look at hypothetical answers or replies to them from the point of view as someone who's being abused or was abused. These are just one of many potential thoughts or answers and are very much from my experience. So let's start with, why didn't you just leave them? Because I couldn't. I was afraid of the repercussions, and my self-esteem had been so thoroughly destroyed that I didn't believe I could have better or even deserve better. My mind was so messed up from all the gaslighting and mind games that I often wondered if I was the problem. Can't have been that bad if you stayed. It was. It was hell. I didn't stay because it wasn't bad. I stayed because it was so bad, which you won't understand unless you've been controlled like that. I stayed because I couldn't leave. You're both as bad as each other. No, we really aren't. They are bad, and the version of me you get to see through the manipulation, preempting, lies, and other tools is bad. We are not as bad as each other, and that statement does so much damage you have no idea what saying it has done to me. That's a little excerpt, and obviously there's more, and go through all the other questions. I thought it would be interesting to read that. It's one of my favorite parts of the book because, these questions get asked to you, but generally we never get a chance to answer back honestly. And I like the fact that, this gives that honest view of what people are actually thinking when someone says these things to them. So that's part of why didn't you just leave them and other ignorant things people say about abusive relationships. If you do grab a copy, they're on Amazon or on my website. I'll put the link in the description of the video. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel because more videos will come out around the books that I'm writing, but also around content about abusers and narcissists. Cheers.